What up? What up? Anyways, I know it's kind of stupid. I just thought I'd put on something to make you guys like click on me. So I'm gonna put my hat back on. Alright, guys. Enough of the fucking around. Welcome to My Life in a Nutshell, Chapter 9, A New Frontier in Mechanical Mastery. This, I promise you, is the last chapter I'm gonna do. Sorry, no, I'm just joking. Please subscribe and leave a thumbs up for me, and tell your friends about it. Because Room 3 podcast is going to be off the hook. So you guys I need to get 50 followers first, and I only have 41. So I need 9 more followers before I could go live and start the real podcast. All right, guys, let's get started. Chapter 9, A New Frontier in Mechanical Mastery. Sitting in my boss's office, I felt a mix of anxiety and anticipation. I had always been willing to take a new challenge, and when my boss asked me, "What would you like to do for the company?" I saw an opportunity. Without hesitation, I responded, "I haven't done mechanical yet. I'd like to try my hands in that." He nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "For sure," he said. "You'll be working with Dave now. He'll be your journey-level man in the mechanical field." The excitement bubbled inside me. I had always enjoyed learning every aspect of a job, and this was a chance to broaden my skills even further. Working with Dave turned out to be a blessing. He was an incredible mentor, patient and knowledgeable. He taught me how to fabricate, weld, design, and create things from nothing. The work was labor intensive, but I didn't mind. I relished the opportunity to learn and grow. One of the first major projects I tackled with Dave was a shutdown on Paris Pipeline. The first night we had to deliver and install 3 and 4-inch Modi pumps, dropping them down manholes and pumping out the excess water left in the pipes. We must have installed a dozen pumps that night, then laid down yellow mine pipe to deliver the water to where it needed to go. Once everything was in place, it was a waiting game for the water to be pumped out of the tunnel. Sometimes it took 2 days to clear the section. After we completed our task, I volunteered to go into the tunnel with the surveyors. My job was to ensure the integrity of the tunnel, make sure it wasn't collapsing. I used an ITX air measuring device, checking the air quality as we moved along. If the device detected dangerous gases, an alarm would sound, and we would have to evacuate and adjust the air handlers. Walking 150 feet ahead of the surveyors, I carried a white bucket to sit on while they did their job. Sitting there in the darkness, surrounded by the eerie green glow of lasers, I felt like I was in a Pink Floyd concert. The pitch black tunnels played tricks on my mind, but the experience was exhilarating. The shutdown lasted for 13 days and over 3 months. Oh shit. Sorry, scratch that. The shutdown lasted for 13-hour days over 3 months, always on the night shift. Emerging from the tunnel in the darkness, I barely saw daylight during that time. It took my eyes days to adjust to the light after we finished. There was an incident with an emergency. Oh shit, sorry, I was going up. There was an incident with an engineer from downtown. While walking through the tunnel, the ITX machine in hand, I hit a pocket of methane gas. The alarm blared. I told her we couldn't go any further. If we did, we'd be in grave danger. She insisted on proceeding, but I had to raise my voice. If we go any further, we'll die instantly. She finally listened when I pressed the horn, signaling everyone to evacuate the tunnel immediately. Despite her initial resistance, my boss backed me up, calling her the foolish one. Sorry guys, it's gonna take a minute. Life in the tunnel was tough. We ate lunch in there. I remember turning my helmet light on to take a bite of my sandwich. The light reflected off the black sludge on the ground, causing albino brine shrimp to bubble up like maggots. It was gross. The sight was enough to put me off my lunch for days. Yeah. Once the surveying was complete, our crew went in to patch the cracks and repair the damaged sections of pipe. We ensured that the pipe wouldn't leak in the future, a critical task for the integrity of the water system. Another interesting job I took on was making buoy lines for the Colorado River Aqueduct. We first had to remove the old weed-covered lines from the canal, a tedious and challenging process. Dave and I stood on opposite sides of the canal, tossing lightweight ropes with weights across to pull the new lines into place. The buoy lines were critical, providing a lifeline for anyone who might fall into the canal. My hands ached from tying the ropes, but I learned how to make the connection strong and secure. Work was going great, and I got along with Dave. He was an excellent mentor, teaching me the ropes in the mechanical field. Then one day my boss called me into his office and asked me if I'd like to learn structural engineering. I jumped at the opportunity. I was paired up with an old cowboy, a kind spirit who showed me how to fix foundation cracks where the water was leaking. This job was demanding, involving hammer drilling all day in a Tyvek suit, full face mask, and rubber gloves. The heat was intense and the sweat pooled in my mask, forcing me to take a break every 30 minutes to drain it out. I didn't know then that this would be my last job at the company. On one shutdown, I was on a scissor lift with the old cowboy, hammer drilling overhead. We had to sync our movements to keep the lift stable. As we drilled holes along the crack, my fully extended As we drilled holes along the crack, my arm fully extended, the cowboy let go, and the lift shifted, popping my right shoulder out. The pain was excruciating, but I managed to pop it back in place and keep working. A couple weeks later, on a Friday, I was drilling a large crack in the basement of the pump plant when the right arm when my right arm gave out. I put my tools away, knowing something was seriously wrong that day. My boss called me into his office again. My arm throbbed, and I was irritated. He asked me what I wanted to do for the company. I replied, "Anything you tell me to do, boss." He pushed, "No, what do you want to do for the company?" I repeated, "Sir, I'll do anything as long as it's not going to kill me." He seemed frustrated, but I couldn't think of anything else. That evening, I went to Kaiser Permanente with my wife. The x-rays revealed that I needed extensive surgery on my arm. I called my boss, Steve, and told him I couldn't continue. I needed to retire. He tried to dissuade me, but I knew it was time. I was 40 years old with 21 years at the Metropolitan Water District. In that time, I had broken my back twice, both my ankles, both my wrists, my shoulder, and even my neck. The surgery on my shoulder left me with half the strength I once had in my right arm. I was angry and disappointed to retire so young, but looking back, I had no regrets. My time at the company was filled with challenges and triumphs, and I learned skills I never imagined I would. It was a career well spent, and I was grateful for every moment. That's all she wrote. The end. Yay, we're done. We got through 9 chapters. Yes. Anyways, how'd you guys like it? Please leave in the comments how you guys like that. I am fucking done. Thank God. I hate talking about myself, bro. But everybody said I needed to do this to give you guys an idea where I came from. So now that you have the idea, an idea where I came from or where I come from, I guess that's supposed to help out the podcast scene. So please like and subscribe, and hopefully really quick we get to 50 follower or subscribers, because I don't have anything else for right now. That was my 9 chapters. So please subscribe and tell your friends to get on so we can go live and do the real podcast. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful Friday.